If you're a seasoned investor or looking to get started in fix and flips, this video is for you. Hi everyone, my name is Lyndon Crane. I'm a mortgage agent with the Super Mortgage team through Dominion Lending Centers, Canada's #1 brokerage. We fund more volume in mortgages than any other bank, credit union, or trust company. We're #1 in the country, and I'm so excited to share with you today fix and flip financing, how it works. So let's jump into it. Banks or A-lenders most of the time do not like fix and flip financing. And they actually shy away from a lot of fix and flip investors. Reason being is there's a lot of risk for A-lenders. If you're going to fix the property up, but let's say you fail to make your mortgage payments and now they have to take over the property, if the work's not completed, it's going to be difficult for them to sell it and make their money back. So that's a huge risk to A-lenders. Another concern they have is that fix and flip lending is very short term. Banks are looking to take on lifelong clients. And if you're a fix and flip investor, chances are you're selling the property after 3 to 6 months. So you'll be paying a 3-month interest penalty or an interest rate differential penalty, whichever ends up being higher with the bank. So there's a penalty involved. But they're doing a lot of work on their back end to get the deal approved and funded for you then to turn around and sell it 3 to 6 months later after you've already set up a 3-year or 5-year term. So those are some of the reasons that it's difficult to get financing through a bank. Now, we have a solution for you. One of our top lenders and the absolute expert in fix and flip financing is Calvert Home Mortgage Corporation. I personally have funded plenty of files with Calvert, and they're a fix and flip lender that I would recommend in many cases. Reason being is they'll first off let you put as little as $10,000 down on a property in order to flip it, which allows you to spend more money on the renovations or help with carrying costs. So you're not putting as much down, and you can use that for some of the operating expenses. It is restricted on the purchase price. Typically, it's up to $800,000 that they'll allow $10,000 as a down payment for, and it's also subject to the geographic location and other aspects of the property. Now, a few other things. Calvert is a private lender. Their interest rates can vary. They can go as high as 20% and as low as 10% or maybe lower depending on their rates when you're watching this video. But they're focused on fix and flips or the BRRRR strategy. Buy, renovate, rent, and refinance. When you set up a mortgage through Calvert as a first-time flipper or you've done it before, but when you're working with them for the first time, it's a very easy process. You're going to work with a mortgage agent like myself. We'll put the deal together, and then we'll send it off to Calvert to determine what is going to be the after repair value on the property and how profitable is this project. So we use a fancy calculator, we send it into Calvert, and they'll let us know if the project is something that they're willing to lend on. And as you may know, when you're putting in an offer on a property that's in poor shape and it needs repairs, it's a fix and flip at the end of the day. It can be difficult to know if you're going to receive financing on it. An appraisal could come back and very well the property could have plenty of issues with it. With Calvert, we'll be able to get you pre-approved in advance of you writing an offer. That way you know if financing is going to be ready. Then, when you get an accepted offer on the property, we'll submit it off to Calvert and lock in the financing. And we can, in most cases, fund a deal within a week or less if you're in a very competitive situation. Fix and flip financing is unique. So with Calvert, the rates are higher. You are accessing a 6-month open term, so there's no prepayment penalty to break the mortgage, but you are paying interest only for about 6 months or less, depending on when you decide to sell the property or refinance it, and we bring you back to a B lender or a bank once the property's in good enough shape and if you qualify. And these are all important features, and we're setting you up for success. So within 6 months, we want you to be able to refinance or sell the property to make a profit. If for whatever reason you have to extend beyond the 6 months, the project's taking longer than expected, there is an option to extend your term with Calvert and renew it for another 6 months. If you're looking to get started, there's a few things we'll be asking for. Number 1, confirmation of no income tax owing. 2, we're going to be looking at your credit bureau to understand your ability to pay and to see what your credit score is. We'll be looking at funds for the down payment, funds to cover the carrying costs, the operating expenses, and lastly, funds to renovate and repair the property. And lastly, a completed mortgage application. So it's very basic. We're not necessarily looking at your income in order to sustain the payments. We're more focused on what is going to be the after repair value and how profitable is this project. When we're using savings, you don't have to have $200,000 cash liquid to do the renovations and to buy the property. In some cases, based on your file, you're able to use credit cards, lines of credit. We can debt service all of that in order to pay for any types of renovation costs. And we build that in our flip analyzer to see if it's still profitable even with borrowed funds. So I wouldn't stress over making a lot of money or having a lot of savings. Fix and flip financing is a great opportunity to start your investor portfolio, and I would love to help you move forward. However, it is not for everyone. A very important part of this process is understanding if you have the ability to complete a flip, and if you have past experience in renovations or real estate. So myself and Calvert would be interviewing you to understand if you're capable to handle such a project. So if you're a seasoned investor or you're looking to learn more about this program and the fix and flip financing we have to offer, please do not hesitate to give me a call, 226-787-4745. Look forward to speaking with you.